Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we've got a James Harden build for you, so make sure he's a shooting guard, and we'll move on to the body settings. So Harden's listed at 6'5" on basketballreference.com, so that's the height we're going to go with. In terms of the weight, we're just going to keep it at the default, which is 205. I think most people will agree he's not the thinnest player going around. He's definitely got more size and muscle to him. That helps with his strength and ability to, draw fouls and push himself through to the rim. So I think having the weight a bit high is appropriate for Harden. And the wingspan, we're just going to bump it up to 7 foot, just for the extra bit of length. And then body shape, we're going to keep it solid because, like I said, he's a solid man. So I thought that was appropriate. Now for the attributes, he is definitely a perimeter scorer, and most of his inside shots come from getting fouled. He's very good at drawing fouls, as we know, when he drives, but he's also quite good at finishing when he drives anyway also. He gets a lot of and ones. So it's going to be quite a balanced build with more of an emphasis to shooting and, playmaking, but definitely going to have some potential with finishing. So what we're going to do is we're going to push close shot to 76. So at 76, you just get the extra badge point. You've got some good badges here. Silver, so fast twitch is silver. Masher, if you're ever on a really small guard, that could come in handy there. In terms of driving layup, we're going to push that to 80. Now, the Harden layup package, you do have to be 6'4" or under. So if you do want that, you'll have to drop the height. But I don't really like changing the height too much on players, unless there's something really, really critical to the build that I need. So I like to keep the height the same. But you've got the 80 driving layup, so you'll be able to get that Hall of Fame Giant Slayer in Tier 1, which is a really great badge for finishing. For guards, in terms of driving dunk, we're just going to push that to 80. So at 80, that unlocks the quick drop-offs 1 and 2. I think Harden's got a dunk package. I'm pretty sure that unlocks Harden's dunk package as well, if there is one. But mainly the quick drop-offs. They're really great dunk packages to have. But that'll be all for finishing. You've got pretty much silver badges with some really good Hall of Fame ones. So, Giant Slayer and Pro Touch if you use the shot timing on layups. And also really good animations for dunking as well. So should have no problems finishing, particularly on fast breaks. Now for shooting, he's not actually as good a three-point shooter as I thought. He's got a lot of seasons sort of shooting in the mid-30s. I'd say that's just because he's just such a volume shooter. He has been in the past. But his career percentages are only 36% from 3. So he's not particularly elite, but he's definitely high volume. So we're going to make sure the three-point shot is nice and high because of that. So firstly, we're just going to push the mid-range shot to 80, just for some badge points. I don't think many people are taking too many middies in 2K. It's a bit difficult to take mid-range shots, particularly in the Rec or Pro-Am. Now for three-point shot, we are going to push that to 89. So at 89, you just get those couple of Tier 3 badges there, gold, so Agent 3 and Blinders. I think people really like the Agent 3 badge. I think it's a good badge this 2K. And you also got the 24 shooting badges, so you'll be able to equip 10 badges in Tier 1 and Tier 2 to unlock Tier 3. And with the 14 left over, you'll be able to core Agent 3, spend 7 on Blinders, and then have your choice between Limitless Range and Deadeye. I've seen that Deadeye is quite good on bronze. It's just as good on bronze as it is on silver. A few tests that I've seen from 2K Lab and NBA 2K Shoots have sort of said that Deadeye, can be pretty good on bronze. But it's up to you whether you want Limitless Range or Deadeye. They're there for you. In terms of the free throw, I just pushed that to 88. He's an 86% free throw shooter. So I wanted to get it pretty high because that's, James Harden's really good at getting the foul line and converting. So I wanted to get that nice and high, so it's quite easy to get free throws. Now for playmaking, he's led the league in assists before. He's had, he averaged over 10 assists last season. He's had multiple seasons averaging over 10, I'm pretty sure. He's led the league in assists, as I said. So we want to make sure playmaking's nice and high. So I'll push pass accuracy to 80, because at 80, that's all you need to unlock the gold passing badges. Needle thread is there if you want to push it a bit higher. But I think most people are just looking at Dimer and things, and floor general. But Dimer gold, depends whether you think that's worth it, but it's there. I wanted to get it gold because it reflects James Harden as a playmaker. He's definitely at least a gold level, playmaker. So I wanted to get that to 80, and you only have to spend 80 to get that gold. I think last 2K it was 90, so it's definitely cheaper this 2K. And in terms of ball handle, he's very tricky with the ball, as we know. Lots of, he's taken a lot of ankles in his time, so I want to push that up to 89 just to unlock the Hall of Fame quick first step, because he's not particularly quick, but he's so fundamentally sound with his footwork that his first couple steps are really quick, and then he uses his size and strength. It's a bit like Luka Doncic. He's very good off his first step at really getting his feet in the right spot to get past the defender, and James Harden's quite the same. So I wanted to get that Hall of Fame quick first step. In terms of speed with ball, we're just going to push that to 83 because, like I said, he's not the quickest, but he's definitely quick on the ball, and particularly in those first few steps. So 83 is not too bad and unlocks an extra badge point. In terms of defense, we know he's not the greatest defender on the court. When he applies himself, he can be a decent defender. He's quite good in the passing lanes on steals. He averages 1.5 steals a game. And I think if you watch a lot of him, particularly at the Rockets, he could definitely get in the passing lanes a lot. He's definitely good at anticipating those passes. So we're going to have some level of defense. I like to have some level of defense so that you can actually guard the man in front of you at least, and play a bit off the ball as well on the passing lane. So for perimeter defense, we're going to push that to 77 just to get that gold menace. If you like bodying up players on defense, the menace can come in handy. And also lateral quickness is quite handy to have above 75, I feel, as well. Now for steal, we are going to push that to 78 to get that silver interceptor. So that's in tier 3. And you'll be able to get that silver with a 78 steal. And then this one's really up to you. I like to make these just template builds. You've got the option to change things. These are not set in stone. You can start with this and then change things to your liking. But I felt if we're going to make a James Harden build, he's got a lot of triple doubles in his time. He's starting to average a lot more rebounds in the last few seasons than he has in his first few seasons. They're getting up around 8 rebounds a game, 7 rebounds a game. So I wanted to get a good rebound stat to reflect that. And I found that it was the cheapest stat in defense that gives me the most badges. So it was the cheapest upgrade and also gave me the most badge points. And I got that to 75. So you only get the bronze rebound chaser. I would have loved to have got it to 85 rebound to get that silver. I just didn't have the points, but I still gained a lot of badge points anyway. And you get the 16, so you can core interceptor once you unlock tier 3, and then maybe get clamps bronze as well, just to help with a bit of defense. So you can definitely make a defensive build that can guard the player in front of you. And if you want to take rebounding off and upgrade something else, that's perfectly fine as well. Now for physicals, like I said, he's not the quickest player. So we're going to push speed to 82. I don't think speed's as important as acceleration. So I've opted to go with acceleration a bit high at 84. But you do have the Hall of Fame quick first step, so there should be no issues beating a man off the bounce. Strength's going to stay at 30. Vertical's going to stay at 60. That's all you need for every dunk animation that requires an 80 driving dunk. So every 80 driving dunk animation only requires 60 vertical, so you got all of those, and the rest is going to go on stamina for 90 stamina. And that's the build. So in total, you got the 16 finishing, 24 shooting, 23 playmaking, and 16 defensive badges, for a total of 79 badges on what I would say is a really pure perimeter shot creator that's got a level of finishing, that you can score effectively. When people start to bite on your jump shot, you can blow by them, and it's got some defense to at least guard the man in front of you with a potential to get triple doubles with a decent rebound. So definitely, a really great shot creator for those shot creator builds. That can also do a few other things as well, which I think is really great. I like to make builds that are really versatile rather than one trick pony. So should have a lot of fun with this one. Now for takeovers, I just chose negative impacts because, those step backs can be lethal. Even when people close out on him and get quite close, he's still able to hit them, which is incredible. And like I said, he's a good playmaker as well, so I wanted a playmaking takeover there, and I think team ratings boost is the best one. But as you can see, you've got shades of Del Curry, Tyler Hero, and Desmond Bane. So I think Tyler Hero is similar to the way that he scores, but obviously James Harden's a much better playmaker at this stage of their careers. So we'll take a look at the badges. Now for finishing, for Harden, you probably just want, Giant Slayer, fearless finisher, pro touches there. I might just be a bit more efficient with the badge points. And then, the ones down here, slithery finisher could be a good one just because you don't have any contact dunks, so I'm not sure how effective posterizer is going to be. You can only get it on bronze, so don't think many people are going to be going for that. Limitless takeoffs there, so you can definitely pick limitless takeoff silver just to help with some layups, being able to get those layup animations a bit earlier, as well as dunk animations. If you wanted to, there's things like acrobat there. If you're good at those hop steps, you can definitely change things around. maybe drop Giant Slayer and put on Acrobat, or maybe drop off, you know, Slithery and Limitless, take off the bronze, get a few more badge points here and there and put on Acrobat. But there's definitely a bit of versatility to help you finish, particularly on fast breaks. Now for shooting, you know, Claymore's in tier 1, which is great. So I think that's a great badge to put on Hall of Fame. It's really cheap. It's a fantastic badge, you know, if you're a spot up shooter. You know, Harden's a really clutch player, so we want to get these clutch shooting badges on. He's also a volume scorer, so we want to put that on as well. Now, down here, definitely Agent 3. He can definitely, they're not necessarily pull up or spin shots, they're more step backs on threes, but I think it's still a great badge to represent Harden. And with the 17 left, you know, it's up to you. Space Creator would be one that definitely reflects Harden as a player. So I think putting that on is appropriate. And with the last 10, you know, I think Limitless Range, oh, whoops, I've accidentally called that one. So Limitless Range and Deadeye would be perfect for Harden as well, but you can always mix these around and upgrade things to how you please. Now for playmaking, definitely Dama. He's definitely a point guard. He's the floor general most of the time when he's out there. A quick first step Hall of Fame. And with the 11 left, you know, if I was going to be a bit more efficient, I'd put these on silver to get the 10 exactly. And then, you know, you got things like Gold Clamp Break is great. Handles for days on silver, because obviously his usage rate is through the roof, so he definitely has it a lot. Put Clamp Breaker back on core. And then Killer Combos, I think, for Harden, because he's so good at, you know, getting switches, which, you know, mismatch experts there as well. He's so good at breaking down players with lots of combos. Obviously, Unpluckable is definitely one you want to look at. So you might want to tinker with things to get Unpluckable, or maybe put, you know, some points into Playmaking if you make the build to get that as well, because it's a very important badge also. Now for defense, definitely just want things to help you as much as you can. Just the core one. So, you know, pick Dodger, Menace on gold. Maybe with the last one, you may want something like Rebound Chasers to help get those, you know, triple doubles. And with the last 6, you know, Core Interceptor and put on Clamps. And with the extra one, you know, Chase Down Artist can be a great one. Off-Ball Pest is very good at just bumping opponents and keeping people contained near you. It's really helpful, but that could be a decent, you know, on-ball defender. All in all, that's the build. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a really great day.